Crazy view, right? This here is the Lion's Head Lookout, part of a nature reserve found in Ontario, Canada. Known for its adventurous trails and striking glacial features, I've had the opportunity to explore this area for multiple years now. Today, we'll be ranking some of the more iconic wildlife that can be found out here, from small forest floor dwellers all the way to apex predators. But first things first, let's establish what our tier list actually looks like. We start off at tier 4, the lowest level, aka we have them at home. This title reflects the nature of the creatures found here. They might be cool, but odds are we have them at home. Tier 3 gets a little bit more exciting. The type of creature you want to let somebody know you saw, aka, yo, check this out. One step above that is tier 2, and these are creatures you definitely want to make sure you have the camera ready for. And finally, in tier 1, we have 1-800-NAT-GEO. These are the type of creatures animal enthusiasts and wildlife conservationists dream of seeing, and you should consider yourself lucky if you're able to get a glimpse at one of these rare finds. Before we start, let me know in the comments below, is there any specific creature you're expecting to see? If so, what tier do you think it's going to be on? As always, I'm your host Abby. Now let's get nerdy. We're starting off with something you might have seen before, especially if you live in rural areas. It's a large mammal, known for both being intelligent as well as relatively powerful. I'm talking about none other than the American black bear. These omnivores are not nearly the same size and strength as their grizzly and polar counterparts. However, they are still not to be trifled with. You may have heard the saying before, if it's black, fight back, if it's brown, lay down, and if it's white, good night. Well, that's true for the most part, but unless you're actually athletic and physically in shape, a black bear can still take you down. Don't get that twisted. They're not weak animals. They are somewhat shy and reluctant to get into a fight, but that doesn't mean they won't. These omnivores are known to consume a wide variety of food options, including, but not limited to, berries, fish, and small mammals. However, with the expansion of humans and urban development, nowadays, people often recount seeing black bears actually eating out of garbage bins. And this is something that campers can also definitely attest to. So, where does the black bear place on our tier list? It is quite common, as I mentioned. The rarity factor definitely serves an off-top L. However, its physical attributes cannot be overlooked. These are still formidable creatures, capable of inflicting significant damage, and definitely roam around the top of this here ecosystem. For those factors, I'll be placing the American black bear, our first entry, up on tier 2. Continuing alphabetically, we now run into the American herring gull. This scavenger is characterized by its white and gray feathers, and honestly, forget just this environment. They're everywhere. You could be in a city, you could be on the beach, you could be in a town, you could be garbage dump. Gulls are taking over the world. These vocal birds are often seen in groups, and while their adaptations have allowed them to thrive very successfully, it's just too common. I've seen them, you've seen them, your mama's seen them, your grandmama's seen them, and for that reason, tier 4. There's no question about it. No one's excited to see a gull. If you go on a nature hike and you see a gull, you're doing something wrong. Tier 4, no question, let's keep it moving. Our next entry is another small bird, but this one probably will pique your interest. It's known for its colorful plumage, as well as its ability to actually hover in midair. This creature is none other than the American kestrel, a voracious hunter of both insects and small rodents. Seeing this bird of prey, especially given its unique adaptations, definitely warrants taking the camera out. Tier 2. Our next creature is another fearsome hunter, though you wouldn't expect it given its size and appearance. The agile American mink is known to hunt a variety of prey options, including fish, small reptiles, and amphibians. After almost being driven to extinction via the fur trade, populations have bounced back admirably, and today, you may just be lucky enough to see an American mink out in the forest landscapes. Tier 2, once again. Last up for the A's, we have the American pine marten. This is another small, sleek carnivore, known for its rich fur and high metabolism. Pine martens are known for their elusiveness, hence why if you're lucky to see one, make sure to take that picture. Our next contestant is none other than America's very own symbol of freedom. The bald eagle is one of the largest raptors found in the world today, and contrary to its name, it's not actually bald. This refers to its white-colored head, which contrasts starkly with its dark brown body. Flying high in the sky, with altitudes up to 10,000 feet, the bald eagle typically sits at the top of the food chain, regardless of location, and that applies just as much to the Goose Peninsula. These birds of prey prefer to hunt fish, and their large nests can often be seen alongside large bodies of water. Known to mate for life, bald eagles were once at risk of extinction due to pesticides such as DDT, but due to conservation efforts, populations have somewhat stabilized. All things considered, seeing a bald eagle would undoubtedly be a trip highlight. And for that reason, we welcome it as our first Tier 1 entry. Our next entry also happens to be a bird of prey, but this guy prefers to hunt at night. The barred owl is known for primarily eating small mammals, crayfish, and crabs, using its nocturnal abilities, including amazing eyesight, in order to effectively hunt. Now, odds are you're probably not exploring this region at night, so the odds of actually seeing a barred owl are kinda low, and for that reason, we're gonna leave this guy up on Tier 2. The black-capped chickadee, aptly named for the coloring on its head, is a curious little bird, often identified via its complex vocalizations. Resting within rotting wood, it spends its day foraging for seeds, which it stores in unique hiding spots and utilizes its strong memory in order to recall these locations for later. While undoubtedly cute, the black-capped chickadee looks and behaves like your typical songbird and doesn't have any clout to claim a higher tier. Unfortunately, this creature has to stay on Tier 4. Next up, and representing the hometown of Toronto, we have the blue jay. These birds are characterized by their bold blue feathers and are known for their relative intelligence. Blue jays are capable of making a variety of different sounds and have even been known to mimic hawk cries as a way of avoiding predation and maintaining territory. Spotting one of these guys would definitely catch your eye, but it's simply too common to rank high. That's back-to-back Tier 4s. Keeping in line with our pattern of bird species, we now have the broad-winged hawk. This migratory bird is known to fly high in large flocks and primarily eat small mammals, other birds, lizards, and frogs. Lucky for it, being a bird of prey means it has a slight advantage over the other bird species we just ran through, and for that reason, it's able to secure a hold up on Tier 3. Our next entry is one that unfortunately we're all too familiar with. The Canada goose is a migratory, omnivorous bird known for its highly territorial behavior and strong bonds, as both males and females mate for life and work together to successfully raise offspring. Now, you might recognize these birds in urban environments as well. I know I do. I see them all the time, and they can often get into fights with little kids, with dogs, even with people like grown adults if they walk the wrong way. Given that, I just don't like them, and considering their abundance, I think it's safe to say we're leaving the Canada goose out in Tier 4. Now, the next animal here is low-key one of the most interesting species you can find out in Canada. The Canadian lynx is a solitary predator, most active during night and dawn, with large paws, granting it the ability to not only walk capably over snow, but also silently. This is vital when it comes to tracking and hunting prey, and the Canadian lynx has a strong preference chasing down specifically snowshoe hares. With fur well adapted for cold environments, the lynx is a top predator in this here ecosystem, and for that reason, rightfully claims its spot up in Tier 1. Following that, we have our first reptile species, being none other than the common garter snake. These non-venomous snakes are pretty much harmless to humans and can only feast upon animals significantly weaker than themselves, such as tadpoles and insects. Known for hibernating in large dens through the wintertime and often found basking in the sun during summer, common garter snakes can be found intertwined in large mating balls during breeding season. And as much as I'm personally fascinated by snakes, the relative weakness of this here species leaves me no choice other than to place it in tier 4. And our last feature for this episode is a creature that most Canadians should be very familiar with. The common loon is well known for its eerie call, which reverberate through bodies of water, specifically at night, creating a haunting, ominous sound. These birds are great divers, capable of diving over 200 feet underwater, and thrive off a primarily fish-based diet. Given not only its cultural importance, but also striking appearance and chilling call, the loon catapults itself all the way to tier 2. And that's it for this here episode. We ran through 14 different species, each unique, some clearly above others in regards to this tier list. But what do you think? You guys agree with my list? If you do, let me know with a like below. And if you want to see what species we tackle on the next episode, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Until next time, peace.